America.
Figure out why it's not.
MRSJ the Mermaid said, "We're having a random Haruba."
Camping in my Mazda in northern Arizona, Kingman, Arizona area. If you've ever, I'm sure you may be there on your way to Vegas or something. When I use the speech chat,
MRSJ the Mermaid said, "Kingman is terrible."
yeah. See, if I use the speech chat, then I have more control over the chat. So in case anybody.
Nightbot said, "Can send Mr. G, Moses, and Keanu packages to 1170 New Avenue. PO Box 37305 Honolulu, Hawaii 96823. MRSJ the Mermaid said, "How was your day so far?"
Pretty good. I've been real busy. Got a haircut and stuff.
MRSJ the Mermaid said, "Nice."
Yes, I don't remember.
Countryman said, "Sweet in here."
Hey, countryman. You know, this is a really, Florida, California, and Texas are the three most populous states. So I am, you know, what's the word? I want you to know if I leave anything out, you know, like it's not enough to do it all in one class, you know, preparing.
Dem_Smith_666.
Hey, Adam.
Oh, hi, yo. Countryman said, "What's going on, G?" Countryman said, "Hey, Adam Smith and Mrs. J."
So we got the TTS on YouTube and Twitch now. Upgrade, just like the movie.
Smith_666 said, "Hey, countryman." MRSJ the Mermaid said, "Hi there, countryman."
So I got a new haircut. You guys should be excited about it. Hey Google, pause. You know what I want to hear? I want to hear that Mr.G shit. Yeah. Alright, what else? I know I'm forgetting some things. Go, all about the streamer.
Mr.G, he's your countryman said, "Young masterpiece of Americana writer guns on edge."
I met him while streaming on a Hawaiian vacation. Unworn white Levi's were covering his femur.
I'm running late.
Night says, help Mr. G with a donation to stream elements, https://streamlabs.com/mrg_i/3.
Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, he's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, 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 G,
How much time we got? You got about a minute, G.
Mr. G, worn white Levi's were covering his femur until he covered them
Countryman
with coffee
said,
and creamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, he's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G,
said, when you purchase the Hot Dog, check it out, https://streamelements.com/mrg_live.
Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, he's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, he's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, 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 Mr. G,
We're doing G. We're going G. I'm Mr. G. Welcome to my class.
MRSJ the Mermaid said, nice haircut.
Okay, that was a little weird. Alright. Not you, Mrs.J, but my intro there. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. It's not Friday, it feels like a Friday. You're in my geography class. And today, we're going to be learning all about the wonderful state of Florida. Who are we kidding? It's not wonderful. It's horrible. But people move there every day, so either a lot of people are stupid,
Countryman said,
or it's a nice place.
Look like a Cote d'Ivoire. Badass haircut.
Yeah, I told the barber, I'm like, I want to look like a cop.
Adam_Smith_666 said, LUL.
Tired of all the riots, tired of all the anarchy, tired of all the crime, and I support the police. I'm actually was in the process of becoming a police officer, but I kind of stopped
Countryman
with the training.
said,
Because,
ha 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 ha.
it's a little dangerous job and everything. But, and you know, it's one of the hardest jobs, so I think I'll stick with geography teacher. Alright, so with that being said, don't forget to like the stream. More importantly, share the stream if you're on Twitter, Facebook, or something like that. Don't be shy. Share this stream. Let's build this community. It's a dang good service. And I'm not going to mention any of those other shitty toxic streamers, but they sit there just trying to scam you out of your donations. I don't even have donations turned on. I don't usually. I'm not doing this for donations, but I would like to build my community. So like the video and subscribe if you haven't, but more importantly, share the video because we really deserve to grow this community. After what I've been through, we deserve to grow this community.
Universal Studios, Orlando.
Yes, also Disney World.
You can send Mr. G.
Today we are learning about Florida. We'll cover Universal Studios. We'll cover Disney World. We'll cover a lot of interesting things. Florida is a huge state. The next 3 states, we're going to have class tomorrow and Friday. And we're going to go over California tomorrow and Texas on Friday. Those are the 3 most populous states. Florida, Texas, and California. that shithole on the end. But, oh, sorry for my language. And for my drastic opinion. But yeah, you know, the overall, you want to see Universal Studios, so I'll go ahead and put that up since we had some classroom participation there. But yeah, we'll learn about Universal Studios. And this week, these are the 3 most populous states in the United States. The most populous state is California. You said Texas, you don't know. No, it's California, okay? I'm the freaking teacher, kid. Alright, sorry, it's a flashback to 8th grade, Kaimuki Middle School. No. Seriously, the largest, most populous state in the United States is California. The second most populous is Texas. Yes, it's Texas. And third is Florida. Florida has about 20-something million people there. California has 30 million, and Texas has like 25 million. But we've been covering these 3 states in the next 3 days. So, if I miss your little small Texas town, if I don't go over your favorite Florida snack, don't send me a bunch of mean emails, alright? Or you can if you want, I don't mind. But seriously, these classes, they're no longer than an hour, hour and a half. So, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, spend days. You know, I think we spent 2 days on South Dakota when I was first starting this geography teaching thing, this live geography class. When we first started about, you know, what, 45 classes ago, I remember we did like 2 South Dakotas, 2 days on South Dakota, 2 days on Colorado. But granted, I was still figuring it out then. I've been a teacher for years, but live teaching from my home is something that, yeah, there's going to be some trial and error. You're going to have to see what works and see what does not work. And so that's what I was doing at the beginning of the semester here. Yes, I call it a semester. At the beginning of this year is what I was doing. And now that I've got it to I've got a structure, a really great structure on how to put together an awesome presentation. Now that we have that, I really would like to start over with the states that we missed, like Arizona, that we started at the beginning, but we didn't devote as much time and energy and technology to, like Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Montana, all of those states. So I'm really looking forward to today's class, Florida, and yeah, let's get a little background music. Hey Google, play some Bach.
Playing Johann Sebastian Bach on Pandora.
And I don't want to carry my phone the whole time. Oh, I don't even think I have the... hold on. So how are you guys doing today? It's a late start today. I do apologize about that. I am going to attempt to have much earlier starts to the day in future classes. I'm going to check the... turn on the autopilot a little stronger. Alright, so let's learn about Florida. Where's my... Well, you know, it doesn't give it much credit in here. Hey Google, volume 2. So, you guys want to know about Florida? Well, I said there's about 20 million people in Florida. It was founded in 1845, you know, right before the Civil War. There were a lot of Civil War battles in Florida as well. They were all won by the Confederate Army. That Florida was a Confederate state. Oh, KXEP, we need to erase this. This is from yesterday's class on Washington. Okay. Today's class is on the lovely state. It's a battery. Don't ever try to write on the board with a battery. Lovely state of So I never plan on going to Florida, but I will visit the Miami International Airport when I'm flying back from Europe. That's the only time I ever plan to visit Florida. I don't want to go to Disney World. I don't want to go to Universal Studios. I don't want to do any of that. But that's just me. So, today we're going to be learning about Florida. Now, like I said, there's about 20 million people. It was founded in 1845. It's the third largest population-wise. However, it's the 22nd largest in area. So it's bigger than most states. but it does have so many people. And also the largest city in America, in the United States, excuse me, the largest city in the United States is actually Jacksonville. Yes, you heard me correctly.
Countryman said, I've only been to Tampa area. Never been on the East Coast nor Orlando.
So yeah, I'm still planning on doing these days. I started up a full-time, or a job that I work 3 days a week, 12 hours each day, and I'm actually getting almost $25 per hour too. So that's really good. Special thanks to JR for that. So 36 hours times 25. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Plus the stock market. Have you guys seen the cannabis stocks today? Huh?
Countryman said, that's good news.
I think I made about $500-600 just on cannabis stocks today. Oh, I didn't? Did you check Tilray? It's up 4%. It's like, I don't need to show you my portfolio. I don't have my phone here. I was just about to show you, but it's funny, right? Yeah, I have a couple thousand shares of Tilray and a couple thousand shares of CanTrust. That's an ETF.
Smith _ 666 said, I'm nice.
I've actually never done better financially in my life, and right now I'm exploring options of paying a lawyer retainer fee to, you know, get revenge on the motherfuckers that tried to impact my life. So, yeah, there's that. But back to class here. Thank you all for moderating. Mr. G has so many incel haters. They come out of the basements of their parents' Florida gated community, you know? They come out of their basements and they like hung out with that fucking toxic piece of shit once or twice years ago. And his mod's still attacking me. Like, yo, if there's anything that you're not cool in, it's a classroom, bro. You're the furthest thing from learning that anybody would ever want. So, you know, this is like, it is like kryptonite for the toxic incels. They're like, class, you know? But hey, it is what it is, right? And maybe you need to take a hit of acid to realize Mr. G's up here as far as my intellect, my personality, my ability, and my soul. I'm up here. Those piece of shit bottom dwellers, they're literally on the bottom, worst human beings you could ever find. So, with that being said, bless all the moderators in here. Bless Countryman. Bless Mr. J. You do a great job. This wouldn't be possible without you guys, because you know what is it? There's a bunch of haters that do not want me to teach. There's a bunch of haters that do not want me to broadcast. There's a bunch of haters. Why? Or what are they? Are they shaking? Are they scared of my potential? Capital of Florida is Tallahassee, Florida. It's one of the smaller capitals in regards to how many area-wise. Jacksonville, I don't have the exact number, but let's ask Google. Hey Google, volume 8. Hey Google, how large is the city of Jacksonville, Florida?
The surface area of Jacksonville, Florida, United States is 875 square miles, and in 2019, the population was 890,467.
Oh, okay. So guys, if we F out at all on the other channel, YouTube, if you're F, go to Twitch. Better quality on Twitch, and there's a link in the description to the Twitch stream. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Some people, you know, like they just want to be on YouTube, like they're banned on Twitch for obvious reasons. You know, that whole kids community is banned on Twitch. But if you guys aren't banned on Twitch and you want to watch at a higher rate and a higher quality, hey Google, pause. Hey Google, volume 2. Orlando, Florida. Orlando, like Miami, has a very small city with only that's for Orlando. Miami, their city is only about 300,000. The Miami metro area is 6 million. So it's a big difference. Miami by far is the largest city, the most populous city in Florida. And also Miami is 3 counties. The Miami metro area, it's Dade County, Broward County, and Palm Beach County. And some of the most horrible, worst crimes I've ever heard of have happened. Those are some of the 3 most populous counties in the United States. So, more people, you have more crime. All right, they go hand in hand. The largest city in the United States, New York City, it also is one of the most dangerous cities as well. All right. So yeah, it looks like we have on YouTube, but it seems to work fine on Twitch. So this was just a trial thing, this dual stream. I'm probably going to continue just going live on Twitch. Plus, we don't have those little kid incel haters kids too. So it's just way more. It's way more productive doing these classes on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not used to using Twitch, if you're not banned there, then join me on Twitch as well. All right, so we're going over the cities right now. Somebody mentioned Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida, once again, it has a small city area, about 340,000, and then there's like 4 million people in the Tampa metro area. So Tampa, just like the other cities in Florida, they have really small. They have a somewhat small city center, but then there's just huge areas around that. And one reason why is because there's not a lot of mountains and valleys to go through. Here in Hawaii, driving 20 miles is a big deal. Hawaii, we have lots of valleys, 10,000 foot mountains, some of the largest mountains, valleys, cliffs. So when you're driving 15, 20 miles in Hawaii, it doesn't take 15, 20 minutes. It takes an hour or 2.
It has St. Pete Beach too, and Tampa is strip club capital.
Oh, okay. But, Tallahassee is the capital. There's a famous, Ponce De Leon. Ponce De Leon, we'll learn about him in the slideshow. Actually, I can put up a picture of him right now. Ponce De Leon was the first European to ever set foot in Florida, and he did so around the Tallahassee area. There's a huge statue of him, I'll put it up there right now. This statue in Tallahassee, Florida, the capital. And Ponce De Leon, he traveled all around the Florida Peninsula. He was the first European to do so, or he was at least the first European to write about it. There is speculation that a couple earlier explorers may have visited Florida, but didn't care to journal about their visits. So this was in the early 1500s, I believe 1513, 1514 is when Ponce De Leon first settled in Florida.
Said, Fountain of Youth, baby.
Exactly. He was looking for the Fountain of Youth. He named Florida because of all the flowers and all the flora. And one really interesting fact is he was the first person to plant oranges in Florida.
Sanchez said,
Hey Jennifer.
Hey Mr.G. Grin.
Aloha. Thanks for joining the class. We're learning all about the state of Florida today, and one really interesting fact that I learned is Ponce De Leon was the first person to plant orange seeds in the state of Florida. So what is Florida known for? Well, the oranges, but they're the sunshine state. They get more sunshine than anywhere else in the world. They're the flattest state. They're flatter than a pancake, literally, if you compared it in size. Florida is the flattest state in the United States, and it's literally flatter than a pancake. But as far as oranges go, Florida provides the United States with over 70% of their oranges. This is actually this is the state flower of Florida.
Said, nice.
Have you ever been to Florida, Jennifer? The state flower of Florida is the orange blossom, which grows in the orange plant. So 70% of the United States oranges come from Florida. Now, worldwide, 20 or 30% of the world's orange juice, orange concentrate, comes from Florida, which was actually also invented in Florida, as well as Gatorade. Gatorade named after the Florida football team, the Florida Gators.
Jennifer_Sanchez said, no, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to learn all about it here in the next hour, Jennifer. So, the Florida Gators, it's probably the most popular school in Florida, but it's not the oldest school. Generally, state schools came about during the 1800s, right when states became states. Florida University, the Florida Gators, didn't come around until the early 1900s. And also, the oldest state in the state of Florida is actually Florida State, which precedes its actual statehood as well. It's one of the oldest colleges in the United States. Florida State is known as the Seminoles, and the Seminoles are probably one of the most interesting Native American Indian tribes that we have in our American history. The Seminoles were a group of rebellious Native Americans and runaway slaves that fought brutal wars. They're called the Seminole Wars that happened in the 1800s against European expansionism. And there still is, people with Florida Seminole blood. Generally, a lot of African Americans in that area have Seminole blood in there because there was a lot of mixing between African Americans and the Seminole tribe, and they were known as the most fierce tribe. There were dozens of tribes in the Florida area, but the Seminoles were the only ones that were somewhat successful in keeping the white man away. This is the Florida State logo. This is a Seminole Indian. The state of Florida, it's known to have a lot of intellectually challenged people, maybe financially challenged people. I think somebody in the chat is probably one of those white trash Florida people. But, so there is a lot of white trash Florida people. I mean, they seem to leave Florida. I wish they would just stay there, right? But there is a lot of really top-notch universities in Florida, and the majority of all of the top schools in Florida, the top universities in Florida, are public universities as well. We talked about the University of Florida. We talked about Florida State. But there's also two other schools that you may not be aware of, and that's USF, University of South Florida, and UCF, University of Central Florida. Now, these schools aren't as old as the previous two, Florida State and Florida University, but they are some of the premier public institutions in the United States, and they also have a larger student body than any other school in the state. So, like I said, Florida's big on college and universities and football too. But the people in Florida, what's the best way to put this? Well, I was thinking about this girl that I knew, and it just totally okay. So I was talking about University of South Florida and University of Central Florida. Well,
Countryman said,
I thought about a girl, so I lost track.
Immigration in the northern section of the state. West Palm Beach area especially, a whole bunch of New Yorkers and out-of-staters all moved there last 2 decades.
That's true. I think it's something like 1,000 people move to Florida every day. More and more people are moving to Florida. I didn't mean to misrepresent when I said the toxic people leave there. I'm just saying a few sinister, disgusting people that I've met in life have come from Florida. And they were the farthest thing from a college education or a university degree that you could ever be. And there's many people in Florida like that. But with that being said, I do want to give credit where credit is due. And if you're on the East Coast of the United States, if you're on the East Coast, it's like 7 or 8 at night. And it's like early afternoon here. But if you're on the East Coast of the United States and you're looking for schools, public universities, Florida has some of the top ones, like I mentioned. We didn't even mention Miami University, and that's because Miami University's student body is less than 10,000. Yes. I believe it might even be no, it's not a private school, but still, you have less than 10,000 students in Miami. Florida State has over 50,000. Thanks for the follow. I wonder why it's coming out of that speaker oddly. But yeah, and overall, University of Central Florida has more students than any school in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. In-person learning. Like, this is a statistic that I've always monitored, or that I've kept my eye on, because at one point when I was in college, I could say that I went to the largest school in the United States, which is the University of Texas. And that had about 50,000 people. Now, I graduated 10 years ago. So within the last 10 years, online learning has become quite a thing. So schools all across the nation have added 10, 15, 20,000 more students. So it's kind of hard to keep track. But last I checked, University of Central Florida had something like almost like 60,000 in-person students. Hey Google, how many students go to University of Central Florida? Hey Google, volume 10. Hey Google, how many students go to University of Central Florida?
In 2017, there were 66,183 students.
All right, even more than I thought.
At the University of Central Florida.
So UCF, they have a lot. They're real popular with the military. They have the red and black, the yellow and black. They have over 66,000 students, more than the United States. No school has cracked 70,000, but with the dollar signs and the availability of online learning, it's a matter of time.
Indeed, Jennifer_Sanchez, Austin, Texas has become a blue city because of it.
Yeah, Austin has always been really blue, though.
Said. And yeah, UCF is massive.
So, UCF is massive, and University of South Florida also has a really great football program. They're really underrated, and it is also a large school with about 50,000 students. Also, if you're looking not for prestige, if you're a parent and you're paying for college and you want to get the most bang for your buck, UCF and USF are consistently ranked in the top 10 as most economically the most college you can get for your money. I guess we could put it that way. It's not a lesser education, but it's a less expensive education.
Jennifer_Sanchez said, "Our countrymen are okay. I didn't know that."
All right, some more interesting facts about the great state of Florida. Oh, I didn't show you the University of Miami logo. The University of Miami logo, they're known as the Hurricanes. Like, the Hurricanes? Really? Okay. Couldn't you have been like the Friendly Ducks?
Yeah. You can send Mr.G, Moses,
but yeah, hurricanes. While we're on the topic, Florida has more hurricanes than anywhere else in the United States. They also, we're talking about Central Florida. Central Florida has more lightning than anywhere else in the United States. There's flooding. They're not number one in flooding, but they are number one in tornadoes as well. Yes, tornadoes. They're number one in tornadoes. They're number one in hurricanes. I'm surprised there aren't earthquakes there. Cape Canaveral. I got to mention Cape Canaveral. The very first missions out of this atmosphere happened in South Florida at Cape Canaveral in the early 1950s. We put a man on the moon from Cape Canaveral. We put a man in orbit at Cape Canaveral, and we're still it's still the headquarters for
may have been scammed.
Space program. There in Houston.
A cursed place.
All right. Well, we're talking about number one. Some of the natural resources in Florida, besides oranges, but oranges aren't a natural resource. Oranges were brought there by Ponce De Leon. So just like all the vegetation here, bananas, mangoes, all these fruits in Hawaii, they didn't just come here, they were brought here. There were very few edible fruits when civilizations first got here. There's a lot of similarities between Hawaii and Florida. Well, Florida is the most southernmost state in the continental United States, but Hawaii is the southernmost state. Mangoes, papayas, bananas grow well in Florida. They all grow well here as well. A lot of the same culture, it's like warm weather culture. Okay, but natural resources, oranges aren't a natural resource. Natural resource that you would find in Florida is fish because of their coastline. Anywhere in Florida, you can never be 60 miles away from the ocean. So fish, also phosphate and petroleum are all number one right around Florida. Now, agricultural. Florida's the number one agricultural state. In the continental United States, I guess you can grow more things there.
Said, an interesting fact that I learned was that palm trees only grow in hot states.
Yeah, that's true. They only grow in hot states and warm weather. So there's palm trees in Florida. There's palm trees in Southern California, there's palm trees in Hawaii, and that's about it in the United States. We talked about oranges. Florida provides 70% of all of the nation's oranges and 20% of the world's orange juice. Orange juice was invented in Florida. But they're also number one in citrus, sugar. Sugar, as you mentioned, sugar also will only grow in warm weather. The only place you can grow sugar in the United States is Florida and, guess, do the hula, Hawaii. Florida and Hawaii, they're the only two states you can grow sugar. And coffee, too. I don't know if they grow coffee in Florida, believe it or not. I don't know everything, okay? I don't know if they have fucking coffee there. All right. I didn't mean to curse. No, but I believe coffee can only grow in certain climates as well. It can't be too hot, though, and it needs to be at a somewhat higher altitude. But yeah, tomatoes grow well in Florida. Florida's number one in tomatoes. They're number one in strawberries. They're number one in oranges. They're number one in frozen orange juice. What else? Yeah, so it's probably the best place for agriculture. Florida has a very rich history. A lot of inventions were invented in Florida. We mentioned frozen orange juice and Gatorade, but also air conditioning. Air conditioning was invented in Florida.
The coffee in Hawaii is amazing.
Yeah, Kona coffee is the best, and it's real expensive. Most coffee in Hawaii is like 10% Kona, 20% Kona. If you get 100% Kona coffee, a bag, it's like $200. You know, that's ranked number 2 in the world. But back to Florida, they're number one in tomato, they're number one in strawberries, number one in oranges. What else? Oh, they invented key lime pie, one of my favorite pies, key lime pie. They also invented sunscreen.
Most expensive coffee is made from cat poo.
Oh, interesting. Cat poo, okay. So yeah, one of my favorite quotes is, necessity breeds invention. And if you look at all the things that were invented in Florida, you have a very hot, humid climate. So what did they invent? Orange juice, Gatorade, air conditioning, refrigeration, sunblock, you know, and the incandescent light bulb. That doesn't really go with the climate, but it was invented in Florida.
You can send Mr.G. Moses.
Okay, do you have any questions so far? No? Okay. So, Florida is the top travel destination in the world. And one reason for that is because it has the number one tourist attraction in the world. Well, I shouldn't say tourist attraction. It's the number one visited resort in the world. They average about visitors per day.
Disney.
Exactly. Disney World. And this castle that you see on the screen here, right here, is the famous Disney World castle. What is that? The princess's name with the blonde hair and the blue dress. I'm not a big Disney fan. I don't know her name. Anyways, the most famous Disney princess lives in this castle.
MRSJ the Mermaid said, Cinderella.
Yeah, that's the one. Cinderella. I thought her name would have been Princess something, but anyway, is Cinderella a princess? I don't know. I put very little thought into Cinderella in my life. Like, that's her name? Cinderella? I remember there was a little mouse or something. That's all I know. Anyways, Disney, you know, it's captured the hearts of many, many people around the world, and it's the number one tourist resort in the world. There's also Universal Studios. They're both in the Orlando area. Fun fact, Cape Canaveral, the area code for Cape Canaveral is 321. Get it? You know, because Cape Canaveral is where NASA is located in Florida. I thought that would be funny. Well, I guess I can't hear you laugh if anybody did. Okay, anyways, I'm serious. It's 321. That's their area code for the NASA area. All right.
MRSJ the Mermaid said, ha 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 ha.
Okay, another thing about South Florida. Who can tell me who is on the screen? Who is this? Who is this? Oh, no, it's kidding. This is a famous writer. He came up with the idea of iceberg theory. The iceberg theory is, something that's used in writing where you only let the reader know part of the story, and the rest they figure out because it's under iceberg. Only 10% of an iceberg is actually above the water. 90% is below the water.
RSJ the mermaid
This is,
said, Hemingway has the cats there.
Right, Mrs. J. This is the famous writer Ernest Hemingway, and I've only read a couple of his books. I've read Old Man and the Sea and A Farewell to Arms, a great book about Spain in the Civil War. But I really studied his writing when I was writing my first book, because I remember one of my instructors really put a lot of emphasis on the iceberg theory. And, in journalism, you really need to do that. You don't want to let the reader know everything. You want, there's certain things that they understand and certain things that they don't understand. But Ernest Hemingway, he lived in the Florida Keys for many years. He loved the Florida Keys, and he also loved cats, right? Mr. G, I love cats too. Now, he lived in the Florida Keys, and one particular thing about the cats there is they all have an extra digit on each of their paws, on each of their front paws. So instead of like 5 little digits and little beans, they have an extra bean. And I actually had a cat like that, who must have been some sort of distant ancestor to the Hemingway cats. When I was too young, and I was 21 years old, and I wasn't responsible. I was 20 years old, responsible enough. But I had a cat like him and her sister, and they both had an extra digit on their fingers, on their paws. Now, if you go there, there's the Ernest Hemingway Museum, which is located in Key West. And a fun thing to do,
Sanchez
even if you don't like
said,
Hemingway.
I have a good idea. Maybe we can all buy a specific book of your choosing and have a certain amount of pages to read tonight, and we get questioned the next day before we start class.
Hey, that would be a good idea. That would be a really good idea, Jennifer. I think that's a good deal. Tomorrow we're going to be learning about California.
MRSJ the mermaid
So
said,
maybe you guys
like a book club, cool.
Can all look up the book that I'm going to assign for California. You don't have to read the whole book, but just look up the Wikipedia page, The Grapes of Wrath. The Grapes of Wrath is a great American novel written about the Okies from Oklahoma that traveled across the United States to California. It was written by John Steinbeck. There was a great movie.
MRSJ the mermaid
I was named after
said,
the actor.
I read it when I was 13. Jennifer _Sanchez said, at MRSJ the mermaid, yes.
So,
Countryman said, of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men is also a great Steinbeck book as well. I haven't read that one, but I did read
MRSJ the
notes on
mermaid
that.
said, at Jennifer _Sanchez smiley face. Thumbs
Hey,
up like
Amula.
skin tone.
Okay, so it doesn't look like the text-to-speech is working on YouTube, but that's fine because if you want to hear it out loud, you can go on Twitch. But that is a great idea, Jennifer Sanchez. What we'll do is we'll have a short assignment for each night. Excuse me. You guys can choose to do it or choose to not to do it. Choose to accept it or choose not to. Right? But yeah, I think that's a really good because tomorrow's lecture. We can't go over everything about California in one day, but one point that I do want to talk about is how California used to be a small farming village, a small farming state in the 1930s, 40s, 50s. It was not the most populous state, and it shows how much things can change in just a few generations as well. Many people, they moved to California because that's where you went. If you grew up in Texas or Oklahoma or Indiana or in the middle of the country or even on the East Coast, you always hear these stories about going to California. There's a famous movie with Brad Pitt and David Duchovny called California with a K. I mention it in my book, Gone to Education. But there's always this archetypical adventure of going to California and like leaving it all behind and finding a new, I mean, I was the most romantic 20-something-year-old you would ever have met, and you don't know how many how many attractive women I tried to convince to run away with me to California. That was like my shtick and stuff, you know. And a couple of them actually went too. But overall, that's what we're going to be covering tomorrow. So I don't want to get too much into the California lecture. I'll talk a lot about California tomorrow.
Everyone goes to California to start a career in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. A lot of people do. But, you know, they... But a lot of them end up in Skid Row, don't they? A lot of them, they don't make it in Hollywood, you know? Like, look, I've never had an agent, and I've never, you know, tried to be an actor or anything. But it's just something that people, like, have always, like, put on me. Even when I was a little kid, they're like, you should be an actor. Why aren't you an actor? Even in school, they're like, why aren't you in drama? Why aren't you in theater, you know? And, you know, you know, even in Hawaii, I remember when I first moved to Hawaii, I was working a labor job, and this guy I was working with, he's a really nice guy, slow local guy though, but he was like, we were like working at janitors at a grocery store, and he's like, you're in Hawaii now, so you can't be a famous movie actor. And I'm just like thinking like, what? He's like, you have to be here, and you can't be on the movies in Hawaii, because we don't make many movies, you know? And then I'm just thinking like, what? Like, I didn't say anything about movies or an actor or anything. Or even at the, we're not going to get into that. But anyways, a lot of people do seem to run to California to try to be the next big thing. And then they end up starving on Skid Row, right? A lot of that's changed. You know, you don't have to go to California to be a movie star anymore. Kids growing up now, they'll think that's stupid. You know, it's the internet. You can go to California by typing in a web address, you know? You can make a movie anywhere. You don't have to be in California. You don't have to be in Wall Street to play the stock market. No, you don't. You can do it on your little phone, right? So, we're not talking about California though. All right, that's what happens with me. You guys can turn me on. We went through what else? We learned about the capital, Tallahassee, Florida. We learned how Florida's flat as a pancake. We learned how it's the Sunshine State. Doesn't have many nicknames. We learned about Ernest Hemingway's cats. We mentioned that they were very important during the Civil War. That's where the Confederacies had their largest victories. The two huge battles in the Civil War. I don't have them off key. Hey Google. What were the battles in Florida? Hey Google, what were the largest Civil War battles in Florida?
According to Wikipedia, Battle of Olustee. The Battle of Olustee or Battle of Ocean Pond was fought in Baker County, Florida on February 20th, 1864, during the American Civil War. It was the largest battle fought in Florida during the war.
Won by the Confederate Army too. So yeah, the largest battle there, it was fought in Florida. The state bird of Florida, I don't think I mentioned, it's the northern mockingbird. There's a picture of it right there. The state flower we mentioned is the orange blossom. I'll show you a picture of an orange blossom here. It's it's on an orange. Some of the animals you'll find in Florida, some of the rare animals exclusive to Florida, are the Florida Panther, the alligators. They're the only place you can find alligators, one of the only places. I'm going to show you an alligator tail. Apparently they eat alligator tail in Florida. And also the zebra butterfly is in Florida. We talked about the largest city in Florida, Miami. It's one of the largest metro areas in the United States, almost 6-7 million. There's more people that live in the Miami metro. There are just about as many people in Miami metro as there are in Los Angeles. Yes. There's about 7 million people in the metro area, and it's 3 counties: Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. Also, those are some of the most highest criminality areas that you'd ever find in the United States, too. So, what else? We went over Universal Studios. How about just some fun facts? You guys want some fun facts? Okay, hold on. There we go. Let's do some fun facts. Well, 1,000 people move to Florida every day. It has 12 airports, 1,200 sandy beaches, even larger miles of coastline, 19 commercial airports, 12 international airports, 1,250 golf courses, 1,800 miles of coastline, so 1,200 miles of beach and 1,800 miles of coastline. And there's over more than 970 hotel rooms in Florida. There's actually more than that. That's not accurate. So, some more fun facts about Florida. Americans visit Florida more than any other state. The Everglades. I haven't mentioned the Everglades. It's a marshy area in the southern part of Florida. It's just a popular tourist destinations. A lot of rare wildlife are endemic to the Everglades. The St. Johns River is the largest river in Florida. The largest lake in Florida is Lake Okeechobee. Yes, what a fun name to say, right? Lake Okeechobee. Say it with me, class. Say it with me and follow my Instagram.
Countryman
Lake
said,
Okeechobee.
Not but sudden scary fact, the sugar plantations and water diversion from Lake Okeechobee cause the Everglades to dry up and water be diverted to the plantations, and the unnatural water flowage causes the red tide.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Hey, but you learn something new every day, right? So, it's the third largest freshwater lake in the United States. The other two are Lake Superior and another great lake, Great Countryman. But Lake, how it's pronouncing it, it's Lake Okeechobee is a huge lake in the middle of Florida. It's not on every map. A lot of times they just leave it off for whatever reason. But I will show you a map that does have it on here if I do have one. Okay, yeah, it's...
RSJ the Mermaid said, Okeechobee.
Yeah, I actually don't even have a picture of it. But it's located right in the middle of Florida. I damn well, thought I freaking downloaded it. But, okay, continuing on. We learned about it a little bit. So, some more fun facts. Tallahassee and Montecito had the coldest and hottest temperatures ever recorded in Florida. There are minor differences in the climate in North and South Florida. Florida houses the biggest city in the U.S., which is, Jacksonville, yeah. Orlando is the most visited city in Florida.
There's a movie also based off the book The Grapes of Wrath. It was produced in the 40s.
And Florida has the most golf courses of any country. Yes, that's true. The Grapes of Wrath is a great movie. I was actually named after the actor, Gregory.
They basically made Lake Okeechobee into an entire reservoir basin. They walled up all the sides of the natural drainage, created two major floodgates, one on the east, one on the west, and divert the fresh water into plantations and places water levels should not naturally be causing the red tides and complications with the wildlife there.
Yeah, interesting. Another example of humans that have done wrong. So, if you're new to the class, I didn't mention.
Send Mr.G, Moses, and Keanu packages to.
If you want to know more about me, your teacher, you can go to gxnetwork.live. I think I paid the bill on that. And then that has a resume and a little bit more about me. Thanks for the follow. So, now is the time of the lesson. Well, I did mention Disney World. They, at the peak, they get over 100,000 visitors per day.
Very interesting fact.
More people go to Disney World than any other resort in the world. A lot of people go to Universal Studios too, but Disney World is just on its own, like 100,000 visitors per day. That's crazy. That's bigger than a lot of cities, right? All right, so I think we got over everything. Florida is one of the top travel destinations in the world. Everybody in the United States knows about it. And they have 29 electoral votes. They voted for Trump in 2016, and they voted for Trump even more so in 2020. So I just want to throw that out there. Now we're going to go ahead and continue with the cuisine of Florida. The lovely... Fuck, it ended.
I got said Help Mr. G with a donation through Stream Elements, https://streamelements.com/mrg_live/tip.
All right,
Jennifer Sanchez.
Jennifer, thank you for your, we're back now.
It stopped working for any of you.
Yes, it effed out. It always does that. Like you said, Jennifer, there were some people that got me fired for my job.
MRS
It was almost 3 years ago.
Said.
But they still do harass me. They still do. They got me kicked out of my last apartment, my nice Waikiki apartment. They are responsible for harassing my church that I used to go to and many other things. But one thing that they also want to do is they want to prevent me from streaming. They want me to prevent me from teaching. Why? Well, God knows why, but I think the main reason is because could you picture any of them doing this? You know, Monday through Friday for now? Garbage pill kids I've ever seen. So I guess I can see somewhat their perspective. They don't want me to stream because I'm much smarter than them, I'm much better than them, I'm much entertaining than them. I'm much more entertaining than them. So this is something that they can't do. And they have to resort to illegal things.
Said, you're doing good, and no they can't. They have no knowledge.
Exactly, Jennifer. And they have no stamina or endurance or ability. You know, I've worked extremely hard in my life and they haven't. And this is an example where I can prove it and I can show it as well. Also, I'm not too bad to look at either.
Said, Margie_live is now live.
Okay, with that being said,
Mr. G, Hawaii, US States, Florida.
You know, I'm not wearing my name tag.
Jennifer_Sam. You're the smartest one on the network.
I'm not on any of their networks at all or anything. I'm not involved with them at all, Jennifer. I appreciate that, but I'm not. I am smarter than all of them, but I'm not involved with any of their networks or anything. They're not bigger than Twitch. They're not bigger than YouTube. And if I choose to go live on Twitch or YouTube, they need to just. It's none of their business, really. They're not welcome in my community. All right, so we're going to continue the slideshow here. If it F's out at all, just stay with it and it will continue. Florida has a lot of interesting foods, but while I'm here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and more importantly, share this video, because I do want to grow this community.
Bed. Or not. I love the moustache.
Thank you very much. I do want to grow this community, so you know, if you're new to the channel, if you're just discovering it, make sure to subscribe, but also share this on your Facebook, on your Twitter. Bring one person to the class with you next time. And also don't forget that homework assignment either. So, continuing on, let's go ahead and look at these wonderful foods.
Sanchez.
So we know about oranges.
It shows you on the network. Dream Elements.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay.
Said. The new merch is here, PogChamp. Check it out. https://merch.streamelements.com.
So up first we have ceviche. Have you guys ever had this? Jennifer, have you ever had ceviche? I've heard about it. It looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like seafood. According to the Food Network, ceviche may hail from Peru, but it's been embraced by fish-loving Floridians. After all chilled, citrusy is exceedingly appealing when it's 90 degrees with 100% humidity. Ceviche 105 is Miami's original upscale cevicheria with cool, minimalist decor and a high-end cocktail menu offering a wide selection of pisco-eccentric drinks. The posh seafood destination is a local favorite. The menu includes a dozen ceviche variations with different mixes of fish and sauces, including the award-winning ganado mixto, a combination of green-shelled mussels, clams, shrimp, and fish in an orange-chilled sauce, accented with vegetables and a touch of cream. Oh, really? I did hear about that. Ceviche, they have that in Hawaii too, I guess. Sometimes it's a risk eating seafood, you know? All right, up next.
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
Up next we have stone crabs.
MRSJ the mermaid said, friend made some once and left it in my fridge and it stunk it up so bad.
Really? Dang.
Jennifer_Sanchez said, ceviche is good with Mexican beer. Nightbot.
Stone crabs. So Maine has lobster, Florida has stone crabs. Rock-solid, rose-hued claws that nearly require an axe to break through their exoskeletal shell.
Florida is number one.
The
for
hardy
tightest
lobster-like
seafood by far.
hunks.
Another random fact. If you get fresh oysters like up in the Northeast, you're fine. Jennifer
interesting.
Sanchez said, at MRSJ, the mermaid bros.
So, the hardy lobster-like hunks. Our meat are worth the effort, but it feels more indulgent like someone else to do the hard work. For that, there's no better place than Joe's Stone Crab in South Beach. More than a century, the sea has a long, deep relationship with the Latin world.
Countrymen, did you know that whenever you eat raw oysters, but they're still alive?
Few foods symbolize the manifold history better than the Cuban sandwich. Created in 1915 at a Columbia restaurant, Florida's oldest restaurant, originally called a mixto, the sandwich blends influences from Tampa's heterogeneous population, Genoa salami from Italy, Spanish ham, mojo marinated pork, Swiss cheese, German pickles, and mustard, nestled in a fluffy Cuban bread. And a fluffy Cuban bread. The latter is still purchased from the 96-year-old La Segunda Central Bakery, which El Food Truck offer numerous variations. One comes with fried plantains on top. Traditionalists stick with the original frita cubana, the one that blends ground beef and chorizo into a patty with a secret formula of spices, topped with raw onions and juliented fries. Yummy.
Jennifer_Sanchez tip.
Now I've had mojitos a couple times.
Sanchez said, grin.
So up next we have the mojito. For many, the mojito is synonymous with Miami Beach. Nearly every outdoor cafe along Lincoln Road at Ocean Drive offers the Havana-born beverage by the glass or pitcher. For a banner version of the fizzy rum cocktail, head for the Delano South Beach. The upscale Art Deco hotel designed by Philip Stark serves fantastic drinks next to its elegant palm and cabanas-lined pool. Like the stylish minimal designs of the grounds, the poolside mojitos are simply sublime. A mix of fresh lime, white rum, mint, and simple syrup topped with club soda. They're the ideal refresher after a day in the sun.
Said, it doesn't do well with me long.
It looks good. I love limes and like cool drinks, mojito. Well, maybe if you're not a mojito type, maybe you like the white ale, countryman. Apparently, it's a very popular drink in Florida, including the Florida Cracker White Ale. According to FoodNetwork.com, once upon a time, the Sunshine State was a rough and tumble place, a southern version of the Wild West. The predominantly Scot-Irish colonial-era pioneers, known as Cracker Cowboys of Florida, derived from the crack of the whip used to herd cattle, molded the territory into the nation's oldest cattle-raising state. Cigar City's warm weather appropriate Florida Cracker White Ale is dedicated to those settlers. So it's called Florida Cracker White Ale, and the cracker is from the sound the whip makes. The Belgian-style beer made in Tampa is infused with orange peel and coriander, giving it a bright, citrusy flavor that pays homage to the official state fruit, the orange. It has become a staple of pool parties and beachside barbecues from Tampa Bay to Miami Beach. Okay, up next we have another drink here. This one is not an alcoholic drink. This is a cafecito. Portland and Brooklyn may be the poster cities of the third wave coffee scene, but Miamians have long paid allegiance to caffeine, thanks to the Cafe Cubano. This stimulating beverage should be within 5 minutes of any point in the Magic City. One of the best places to enjoy Cuban coffee is Enriqueta's Sandwich Shop in Midtown.
It's like a creme brulee.
From a small service window, the staff pulls the perfect cafecito, powerful doses of super sweet coffee served in espresso cups. Those who can't handle the rocket fuel of the straight-up sugary brew can order a cortadita, Essentially the Latin version of a macchiato or cafe con leche with hot steamed milk. What's going on, guys? Stop that. Alright, up next, talking to my cats there. Alright, up next we have crunch fillers. Excuse me, crunch fritters. Most of Florida's residents transplant from somewhere else. The foods they bring along often become Sunshine State mainstays. Okay, I'm just going to turn it down a little bit while I get through this, okay? The foods they bring along often become Sunshine State mainstays. Couch fritters, originally from the Bahamas, are a prime example. Try them at Key Largo Conch House. Set in an old bungalow facing the sea, the restaurant offers a perfect island atmosphere and impeccable fried rounds of freshly caught seafood. Diced conch, celery, and carrots are mixed with lime juice, a hint of curry, and Key West's southernmost wheat beer. Then deep fried and served in a creamy, spiced dipping sauce. Well, those look pretty good, I guess. Alright, up next, this is, I gotta try this when I'm ever in Florida. Gator tail. I gotta see who's scratching. Lucky, what are you doing, man? Come on. Alright, gator tail. For the ultimate taste like chicken Florida moment, try some alligator. Gator Grill is housed in a nondescript bungalow down past the end of the turnpike in Homestead. It's off the beaten tourist path, but their reptilian-inspired cafe is a worthy detour on a drive to Everglades National Park or the Keys. What it lacks in accessibility, it makes up for with unique Sunshine State specialties, including grilled gator tail, cut into bite-sized pieces and marinated in a special mix of Cajun-style ingredients. The little morsels are flavorful and succulent, even better with the house-made cilantro cream and chipotle sauces that accompany the dish. Wow, talk about fancy! So have you guys ever had gator tail? I hear it tastes like chicken. Alright, up next is something that looks really good. Not that the rest of it doesn't, but this looks really good. This looks like a Lucky Charms hot dog, but this is a Colombian hot dog. Now, New York and Chicago are known for their hot dogs. Miami, however, has the Perro Caliente, Colombia's answer to the globally beloved street food. Find it at Mao's Colombian Fast Food, where customers come for boiled eggs nestled in soft buns and piled with Colombia's favorite condiments, including crushed potato chips, pineapple sauce, mustard, ketchup, and pink sauce, a ketchup-made hybrid. While those are the usual toppings of these kind of franks, Mao lets guests combine toppings and even customize their dog with a lengthy selection of options. Think sausage, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, cream cheese, whatever you want, they got. Alright, I'll turn off the TDS now. Alright, up next, after Colombian hot dogs, we got mango salsa, which is really popular in Hawaii too, because, you know, they grow mango there. So mango salsa, it does taste like fish. Mrs. J can verify. So, mango salsa. Throughout the summer months, Floridians' biggest concern is keeping cool. But their second biggest concern might be figuring out ways to use up all the excess mangoes that bomb the streets. Like many chefs and home cooks, Jimmy Hulas incorporates the sweet fruit into a savory condiment, mango salsa. The sweet and tart tropical mix is the ideal topping for fish tacos, a Floridian accent for the Southern California snack. The Central Florida chainlet offers sustainable white fish that's grilled, blanketed, or fried, tucked into grilled floured tortillas and topped with a varying companions of toppings. 6 signature tacos are on the menu, half of which come with the shop's originally mango pineapple salsa. So they have 6 different fish tacos, and half of them have mango pineapple salsa. Wow, that looks like a good place to go. Up next we have Gulf Oysters.
Said, At MRSJ, the mermaid, the fried frog.
Gulf oysters.
When I lived out in San Diego long.
The McNeil family started selling seafood-centric fare in Port St. Joe near Panama City at a former trading post in 1929. Though its name has changed, the space has always been a store and restaurant. In 1985, it became Indian Pass Raw Bar to represent the concept's evolution. The place is such a stalwart that locals generally refer to it simply as Raw Bar. One of the best places to enjoy oysters in the entire Gulf. The team sources hyper-locally, pulling their selection from beds every morning in the nearby Apalachicola Bay.
Gulf oysters, gee, those are the ones that have the hepatitis C and M.
Oh yeah?
Nightbot.
Large, plump, and slightly salty with a sweet finish, the oysters are highly coveted by chefs around the country and thought to be among the best oysters on the planet.
Countryman said, yeah, it's MRSJ, the mermaid, ha ha ha. They were frying everything there.
The only way to get a fresher taste of them is to shuck one yourself.
Third, the new merch is here, PogChamp, check it out, https://merch.streamelements.com.
Alright, up next, Gulf oysters. Something looks really good. This is something I learned about recently. This is the guava and cheese pastilletti. I don't know how to pronounce that. Guava and cheese pastelitos.
MRSJ, the mermaid, said, I usually go to the OC fair.
So these guava and cheese pastelitos,
Countryman
connoting excessive enthusiasm or an absolute obsession, the word mania indicates a level of madness that is generally not considered a positive unless it comes to food. Little Havana's Pastel Mania offers a crazy array of Cuban pastries, prepared by baked good fanatics. Flavors include sweet and savory with options such as coconut, pineapple, meat, crab, and even pizza, which is filled with mozzarella and ham. For a pastelito that is ultimate taste of Miami, go with the guava and cheese version. This gigantic pastry is stuffed so full of its sweet tropical filling that the cream cheesy fruit mixture oozes out upon each flaky bite. Alright, that looks delicious. Alright, a few more. Up next we have a jerk. Alright, this is a jerk. Doesn't look like a nice dish. It's a jerk. I think it means jerk chicken here. Florida offers plenty taste of the Caribbean, but jerk sits atop of the expat food pyramid. Jam Rock Cuisine in Kendall is not your average Jamaican restaurant.
That chicken is good.
It actually specializes in... There's a Jamaican restaurant in Hawaii that serves this. It actually specializes in Chinese Jamaican dishes, developed by the Chinese immigrants who started arriving on the island's nation shores in the 1800s. Even with the diverse options, all of which are worth sampling, the jerk pork is a perennial mouth-searing hit. Picnic ham is marinated in jerk seasoning and sauce, roasted in the oven, then sliced and served with an extra slice of potentially tear-inducing sauce. It also comes with white rice or more traditional peas and rice, used either to temper or the fierce heat. Alright, so Florida is also known for their barbecue, just like Texas and a few other places. But let's learn a little bit about Florida barbecue. So, you guys ever had Florida barbecue? Florida may not have the barbecue culture of the Carolinas or Tennessee. However, it still has a long history of slow-cooked meat. Unlike other regions where the style of barbecue is practically mandated, Florida barbecue joints each have a unique style and technique that are all their own. Since 1957, Jenkins Quality Barbecue has scorched palates with its unique hot mustard sauce, slathered across chickens, ribs, and sliced of chopped pork that is smoked with oak and open brick pits. Everything here is also served with some sort of bread. Slabs of ribs and half chickens are placed atop slices of white bread. Pork is nestled inside seeded buns. That starchy component cools the tongue from the near-numbing heat of the vibrant yellow sauce. One thing that I don't understand about barbecue places is why do they always have white bread and it's not even toasted? So that barbecue looks pretty good. The Gator looked pretty good. The salsa looked good. The guava and cheese pastelitos look good. But this looks freaking scary, man. I don't want to eat this guy. Is this alive? Do you like eat him alive? He's looking right at you. It's the Spiny Lobster. Now, locals in Florida, they pull out their diving gear in droves when Spiny Lobster season comes around. It's usually August through March. Those who prefer to leave the harvest to the experts head to a place called Cod's and Capers for the freshest catch in the country. Former commercial lobster diver Stephen Guyland founded the shop in 1984, and he still has a very close relationship with local fishermen. At this market and cafe, customers can pick up whole lobsters or cook the tails at home. On Wednesday nights, the market offers crustacean-focused meal deals at lower than usual price points for what it calls Florida Lobster Fest. Guyland's goal for the specials is to draw attention to the local industry. Though whole lobsters are only available during the season, tails are served years round. Shout out to the B-52s, Love Shack! Alright, up next we have Mommy Shake. I think I pronounced that correctly. Mammy Shake? For more than 2 decades, El Palacios de los Juegos has served exemplary Cuban dishes and fantastic fresh juices served in laid-back digs. Translated to Juice Palace, this little shop lives up to its name with a regal selection of fruits that are hard to find in much of the United States. Sample rare delicacies like guava, papaya, rambutan, passion fruit, and sugarcane. The Miami specialty, however, is Mami, a tropical fruit with a citrus, slight tart flavor, somewhat similar to a raspberry. Wow, I never heard of it. It's served in juice form as well as in Cuban-style milkshakes. Batino de Mami, a sweet, frothy, tangy, and not overly sugary refreshment. Wow, I need a mommy shake. Hey Google, what is a mammy shake?
On the website smartlittlecookie.net, they say, traditional mammy smoothie tilde a sweet and refreshing tropical smoothie made with mammy fruit, milk, vanilla, sugar, and cinnamon.
Hey Google, can you repeat that?
Sure. On the website smartlittlecookie.net, they say, traditional mammy smoothie tilde a sweet and refreshing tropical smoothie made with mammy fruit, milk, vanilla, sugar, and cinnamon.
Man, I had the fan on the whole time, guys. So it's going to sound a lot better. Whoa! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! What the fuck?
RSJ the mermaid.
Peach, you are bad. Bad.
Curious sapota. The mammy sapoti is a species of tree native to Mexico and Central America.
Peach, bad. Bad. Bad.
Said. Uh-oh, kitties.
Why do you gotta do this? You're getting out of there. Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to be bad?
Countryman.
Why can't you leave her alone?
Said.
Bad.
Attacking again. Long.
Bad. Bad. Stop it! God damn it! Sorry about that. Where's the fucking phone?
MRSJ the mermaid. Said. Who was it?
It was Peach attacking Heidi, the usual. She just sneaks in here and just attacks her, literally. Just starts attacking her. It was Peach.
Countryman. Said. Oh.
I had the fan off the whole time. Now it's really hot. I'm going to put on a little bit of this.
Said. For sweet Heidi. Nightbot. Said. Help Mr. G with a donation to
Yeah, Peach apparently snuck in here while we were teaching, while I was teaching, and Heidi's hiding behind the chalkboard area, and Peach snuck Peach snuck behind there and just started attacking her. That's her goal. Peach just waits outside the door so she can come in here and attack Heidi. Or Peach will stand in front of the refrigerator. Peach is not the most well-behaved cat at all. Ooh, alright, continuing.
Said, Peach is this long.
Like just now, I was pulling her out from there, and I'm like, bad. And I'm like about to set her down, and she's just struggling, you know.
Said, Peach is super feisty.
Yeah. After 25 years in wholesale seafood distribution, the folks behind Safe Harbor Seafood decided to turn Safe Harbor into a new and more customer-facing business venture, a fish house and seafood emporium. The Mayport Market opened its doors in 2013 and quickly became a local favorite for its fresh-from-the-water seafood. Fish is delivered to the restaurant's dock by fishermen throughout the day. Guests can pick from the fresh catches to cook at home or grab a table and let the knowledgeable Safe Harbor staff do the work. Everything is well prepared, but the fish dip is a solid hit. Mullet or kingfish is smoked in-house, then combined with a blend of yellow onion, chicken stock, smoky hot sauce, and garlic, served with a side of crackers. Alright, so there you have those fish dip. I guess, you know, it's probably pretty tasty. Alright, a couple more lovely Florida food. This is also popular in Hawaii. This is the mahi-mahi. Very popular dish in Hawaii. This, what you see, is the blackened mahi-mahi. And according to the Food Network, it's a safe bet that every seafood shack from Tallahassee to Key West offers blackened mahi-mahi on the menu. Locally referred to as dolphin, not like flipper, mahi is a mild, flaky fish that is most often covered with Cajun spices, then seared on a sizzling skillet. Dixie Crossroads in Tootsville doesn't follow the restaurant industry masses. The southern-inspired seafood joint cooks its blackened mahi in its own way, ensuring the delicate fillets retain their light, flexy texture. Instead of browning the fish, it is broiled or grilled, then sprinkled with blackened seasoning mix, enabling guests to experience the actual flavor and light texture of Florida's most popular dish. So this is actually Florida's most popular dish, blackened mahi-mahi. Now up next we have roti, which I thought originated in India, because I once lived at a farm run by an Indian, and he would have roti. But roti, with a large population of Caribbean immigrants, Florida has adopted its own unique culinary canon that includes and adapts dishes from across the islands. Conch has become an obvious mainstay. Oxtail stew is another staple. Oxtail stew is very popular in Hawaii too. And curry shows up on fine dining and cheap and cheerful menus alike. For more than 2 decades, Jory's Roti Delight in Lauderhill has churned out East-West Indian-style fare for spice-loving South Floridians and Caribbean expats. This is the place to get buttery roti, essentially the Trinidadian version of a wrap. Heavenly spiced vegetable stews or meat like curry goat, curry conch, and chicken stew are rolled up in crepe-thin Indian flatbreads called paretha. Pick a roti, grab a cara beer, and enjoy the booming island music. Alright, so that's roti. Just a couple more here. You know, that cat fight really fucking threw me off. I wish you wouldn't do that, you know. Up next we have Florida seafood stew. Now, winter is a funny season in Florida. While northern gardeners are preparing for frost, Florida farmers are planting tomatoes, strawberries, lettuce, and more. That winter bounty has long been combined with seafood in a classic dish that hails from the northern part of the state. Comparable to Manhattan chowder, Florida seafood stew highlights fresh vegetables and seafood in a dairy-free broth. When chef Lindsay Autry was preparing to open the regional restaurant, she dug deep into Florida's culinary history, discovering the roots of the local shop. Her take on the dish stays true to the original with fresh tomatoes, celery, and pureed carrots, slowly simmered with Florida shrimp, cobia, and Sebastian Inlet clams. Alright, up next, this is the last beverage. This is a porter beer. I'm not really sure what a porter is. I'm not a big drinker. Besides oranges, maybe key lime pie. Named after the small, tart, aromatic limes commonly associated with the Florida Keys, the meringue-topped pie combines the tangy lime juice with sweetened condensed milk and egg yolk, all poured into a graham cracker crust. Variations appear in virtually every menu south of the Georgia border, but not all key lime pies are created equal. Rule number 1, never trust a bright green filling. The version found at Ma's Fish Camp in Islamorada is prepared according to traditional conch guidelines. Well-balanced, honeyed, citrusy base piled high with sweet meringue.
Said, I like key lime pie, but only with whipped cream, not meringue.
Yeah, that's interesting. I learned something new today too. Meringue is the whole thing besides whipped cream, huh? Alright, up next, this is last and not least, this is black bean soup. Thank you all for staying with the class. There's been some technical difficulties. Oh, there's a couple more here. Hold on.
Countryman said, at MRSJ, the mermaid yeah, I've had it without meringue myself. It's way better. I prefer peach banana creme pie over mine.
Okay, so we have two more. Next up is the fried Gropers sandwich. The English have fish and chips. Floridians have fried Groper sandwiches.
Like banana cream pie too.
I love that, yeah. For 23 years, Groper and Chips has churned out some of the Gulf Coast's best fried Groper. Or is it grouper? Every morning, the restaurant gets its whole straight fishermen.
Said, fish and chips I do love.
The fillets are breaded and fried in canola oil, tucked into a bun and served with fries and coleslaw in the ever-popular Grouper sandwich basket. For those looking to avoid oils, seafood selections, including shrimp, crab cakes, and a catch of the day, can forego the fryer in a flavor of blackened, sautéed, or broiled preparations. Alright, so last and least is the black bean soup. Now this looks like black beans with some onions on it, but let's see what the Food Network says about it. According to the foodnetwork.com, black bean soup, adapted from their grandmother's recipe, the owners of Columbia Restaurant serve up an authentic bowl of Cuban black bean soup, frijoles negros, that has become well known among Floridians looking for an authentic Cuban meal. The rustic, completely vegetarian soup is made with beans, green peppers, onions, and a variety of seasonings, served on a bed of rice and topped with raw Spanish onions. Well, yeah, I mean, I eat this all the time. I didn't know it was special. But yeah, there we have black bean soup. Apparently it's Spanish onions, Mrs. J. So I guess that's a little better. So I hope you guys enjoyed. The class today. I put a lot into these classes, and I really enjoy doing them as well. So the least you can do is, if you're not following me on Instagram already, follow my Instagram. There's also the website as well. And we're going to have class again tomorrow as well.
Thanks for being here, Jennifer Smiley Face.
Thank you for all the new students like Jennifer and anybody else that's watching. Not everybody has to participate. I remember, when I was younger, a lot of times in school, in class, I wouldn't say anything the whole semester. But other smaller classes, I would be, the loudest person in the class. So, it's different from everybody. You're welcome. I think tomorrow we're just going to go live on Twitch and then replay on YouTube. So that way, we're not, effing out. Or we just might continue doing this. Eventually, technology is going to catch up with Mr. G, right? Because I've got the top tech right here. It should be working. Everything should be going smoothly. But yeah, thank you all for joining the class today. I'm going to end it with the state song.
Jennifer_Sanchez at MRSJ, the mermaid. See you two later. Have a great day tomorrow.
And Jennifer Sanchez and anybody else, if you want to continue the discussion, feel free to join Discord, where you can find the latest class information as well. Maybe Mrs. J can put the Discord link in the chat. Or I'll go ahead and put it in.
Said, what?
Oh, I don't know why I cut you off there. But let me go ahead and put this in the chat. So I'm putting the Discord link in the chat right now. Oh, you like the haircut, Countryman? Thanks. So, everybody, thank you for the class. Thanks for coming to class today. Tomorrow's class is all about California, and then Friday is Texas. So we're going to have class tomorrow, Thursday, and on Friday. It's going to start a little bit earlier than this time now, but it will last for about an hour or 2 hours. Once again, we're going to end it with the
Night, Mr. This is JAMD chat.
Hey, Big Block, aloha. Long time no see, Big Block. Right when I put up the chat, I see you came in there, Big Block. Thank you so much, Big Block. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to end this with the state song of Florida and some famous sights of Florida as well. Like I said, we're probably just going to go on Twitch only tomorrow, just because it's a lot better. And it just works so much better.
This is Jay the Mermaid.
So here's the state song of Florida. Thanks, guys.
Oh, well, hey there, Big Block. Night, night, smiley face.
Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away, for the old folks at home. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere. All around the little farm, I wonder when I was young. Them many happy days I squandered, many songs I sung. When I was playing with my brother, happy was I. Oh, take me to my kind old mother, there let me live and die. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam.
Native Floridian and DIDNT, with no Florida has a state song, and never heard this song ever, LMAO.
One little hut among the bushes, one that I love.
Mrs. J, the Mermaid. Said, sounds like you need to tune into Mr. G's classes more often than my friend.
When will I see the bees a-humming all around the cone? When will I hear the banjo coming down in my good old home? All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, dark is how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home.
All right, everybody, have a great day. Aloha.
Scott BDD said,
Why, half of the